Welcome back to the Bamboo Brief. Man, what a day on the Nigerian Exchange yesterday. We're going to dive right into the absolute powerhouse stocks that made the biggest moves. You know, it's been a wild ride lately, so let's break down who's leading the pack, and more importantly, why. And I am not kidding when I say hot streak. The market is absolutely on fire right now. So today, we're going to count down the top 5 gainers. But we're not just going to look at the numbers, right? We're digging into the stories behind the surge. Let's get into it. Okay, before we even start the countdown, let's just set the scene with one number, 8. The NGX All-Share Index has now climbed for 8 straight days. Yep, 8 days in the green. That momentum pushed the market to a brand new high on October 7th. Investors are clearly feeling confident. All right, time for the main event, the countdown. We're going to kick things off with numbers 5 and 4. And trust me, each of these has a really cool story behind its success. So, kicking off our list at number 5, we've got International Energy Insurance, or INTN Engines for short. And what a day they had. They jumped an impressive 8.82%, closing out at 2 naira 96 kobos per share. But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just a random jump. It's a full-on comeback story. Look at this timeline. Back in August, they settled a major debt, but then trading got suspended. Fast forward to October 2nd, trading's back on, and just a few days later, bam, the stock surges. It just goes to show you how fast investors will jump back in when a company gets its house in order. All right, moving up the list to our number 4 spot, we have VFD Group PLC. They had a really strong day, climbing 9.17%. So, what's the deal here? What's pushing them up? Well, this chart pretty much says it all. In just the first half of 2025, their profit before tax shot up to over 6 billion naira. Now get this, that is an almost 80% jump compared to the same time last year. 80%. That is some serious growth. And you know, growth like that doesn't just happen by accident. It's built on a really solid strategy. I mean, a nearly 50% rise in investment income, huge returns from interest, it's all there. The CEO put it perfectly, calling it disciplined portfolio management, which is just a fancy way of saying, hey, our smart moves are really working. Okay, we're cracking the top 3 now, and this is where the numbers start to get, well, a little crazy. We're talking massive growth and strategic plays that have investors buzzing. So, coming in hot at number 3 is the tech firm Chams Holding Company. Not only did they jump 9.22%, but they were one of the most traded stocks of the day. We're talking over 30 million shares bought and sold. That alone tells you there's a ton of attention on this company. And here is why everyone's so interested. Just look at that number. A 218% increase in profit. That's not a typo. It's an absolutely incredible skyrocket to 1.2 billion naira. For a company in the red-hot digital payment space, that's just, wow, that's momentum. All right, our runner-up for the day in the number 2 spot is Consolidated Hallmark Holdings. They posted a fantastic gain of 9.52%, but honestly, that's just the tip of the iceberg. They had a blowout year, and the profit numbers are just, well, you gotta see this. 404%. Let that sink in for a second. A 404% leap in their profit before tax. That is the kind of explosive growth that makes literally everyone in the market stop and pay attention. Just an absolutely exceptional performance. So how did they do it? Well, the company chairman laid it out pretty clearly. He pointed right to their past strategic investments, especially in oil and gas, and called them a total game changer. It's a perfect case study of how playing the long game can lead to these huge explosive wins. Okay, here we go. The moment we've been building up to. We've seen some absolutely massive gains so far, but it is time to reveal yesterday's number 1 top gainer on the entire Nigerian exchange. And taking the top spot is Cornerstone Insurance. They absolutely surged, climbing an incredible 9.92%. That is right on the edge of the daily limit, closing at 6 naira 65 kobo per share, a very well-deserved number 1. And this wasn't just some random market excitement. This surge is backed by some seriously strong fundamentals. Cornerstone's profit before tax in 2024, it grew by a massive 68%, hitting 28.6 billion naira. That's what you love to see, a hot stock backed by a rock-solid business. So where's all that money coming from? This chart breaks it down perfectly. You can see their general business is the real engine here, pulling in almost 60% of their total insurance revenue. It shows they have a really powerful core operation. But here's the bigger picture, and this is really important. Cornerstone's success isn't just a one-off. It's part of a bigger wave of optimism washing over the entire insurance sector. The whole NGX insurance index was up almost 2%. And a lot of that confidence is coming from new reforms, like the NIRA 2024 Act, which is making the whole industry stronger. So after seeing all these incredible growth stories, these powerhouse performances, it's pretty exciting, right? And it makes you wonder, what's your next move? How can you get in on this kind of action? Look, if you're watching this and feeling inspired and maybe thinking about starting your own investment journey, the best part is, it has literally never been easier to get started. You don't have to be a bystander anymore.
Seriously, you can get started investing in just a few minutes, right from your phone. A great way to do that is with the Bamboo app. You just download it, set up your account, and you can start building your portfolio. And hey, if you do decide to give it a try, use my referral code down in the description. It's a great way to support the channel.
If you found this breakdown valuable, it would mean a lot if you'd hit that like button and subscribe for more market insights just like this. And I really want to hear from you. Which of these companies impressed you the most? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching the Bamboo Brief. We'll leave you with this one last thought to chew on. With all these incredible opportunities popping up, which of these growth stories will you be a part of? We'll catch you on the next one.